Welcome to another episode of Chat GRC on the Blue-Lusional podcast, where every single week we interview a new grassroots candidate. We are going all the way through Florida. Ma'am, please introduce yourself. Tell us why you're here.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Brit Robinson. I'm running for Congress for District 4. And yeah, my reason for running is a lot of reasons, right? It's pretty much we're being hit on all sides. But how I got here was I was supposed to be working for the VA right now. I had been hired as an interior designer to help with VA clinics outside of Chicago. And then Trump took office and they put in a hiring freeze and rescinded my offer. Yeah. Which super sucked because that was like after a year, of trying to find jobs and doing interviews. Anyway, I was really excited because it was something that I could give back to veterans. I come from a military family. My husband is still active duty Navy. And so this was something where I felt like I could have a good step in my career while still being able to support the community that, has been my family my entire life. But anyway, after that offer was rescinded, I wanted to learn more about the administration's financial backers and, all the people behind Trump at his inauguration. That led me to learning a lot about the goals of all of the tech billionaires that we have and seeing the total annihilation of life as we know it and complete elimination of any sort of community, along with Trump's plans to target our Black and brown, friends and family. And that hits close to home for me with having people in my family that are both Black and brown. So that was, I couldn't sit here and just watch that happen. I have a lot of privilege in my life, and I have the stability that a lot of people my age don't have because of the military right now. And I think it's so important that we have people in Congress that understand personally, have experienced like the everyday lives and issues that we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what eventually led me into saying we need to flip this MAGA seat, and I think I'm the right person to do that.
I do too. I do. Like when we looked at your website and I read through your story, I said there is no other person that has experienced life the way you have experienced it. You are the everyday average candidate who is living. You were trying to find a job for basically an entire year, which a lot of people are in that boat or have recently landed in that boat. You had a job offer, which could have been a dream job offer for you, rescinded by this administration, which we have witnessed happen all across the country in just this past year. And your military family growing up, and you bounced around all over. And I am sure, especially at this point, there have been times where you're living paycheck to paycheck because you didn't get that dream job offer. You have lived through what so many people, I'm sure, in your district are struggling with right now. And so when people say, I want someone like me in office who understands what I'm going through, you just want to go, here's Brit.
Yeah. Yes.
Experience some hardship.
Yes. Yeah. Someone who's experienced hardship, both as a child and as an adult. And, I think you're seeing that in how many progressives are jumping into midterms and running. We have progressives in, as I'm sure you guys know, most districts across the country. There's some level of progressive, and it is regular people who, like me, have similar life experience where, going through hardship. And clearly our Congress is very disconnected from the needs of everyday Americans.
It's a nice way of putting it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because I believe it's only 2% of Congress comes from working class backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know of any that openly talk about being poor at any point or, losing their home because a family member got sick or anything like that. Whereas I can tell you, I know a load of candidates right now that can say that.
Mm-hmm.
A ton. So I think this as chaotic and devastating of a time we're in right now with this administration and the uneasiness about what will elections look like over the next year between primaries and our general. I am very excited about how many people are trying to be involved and make change. And when there is such a large wave of us pushing through, statistically, we are going to break into the system, like into the Democratic Party that majority of even Democrats aren't a fan of right now. Their ratings are complete shit.
Yeah.
And everybody wants change. Like nobody's happy. And I think that there's a very good chance that we get quite a few progressives winning in their primaries. And we'll see, right? Starting March, I think, is when we have Texas.
First week of March.
Yes, March
First week
3rd,
of March.
first one, and then it's just
Yeah.
like a wave all
A month.
through June, some in August. It's crazy.
Yeah, ours is August.
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
so close. But I mean, for you, I'm sure it's like, oh my God, because if it was in March, I think I'd be hyperventilating right now.
Oh, I would be, yes. I'd be doing a lot more than just hyperventilating, to be honest. But yeah, yes. Yeah, some of my friends have theirs in Texas, and
Yep.
I'm like, more power to you guys. It's
Hyperventilating for them.
My heart's
Yeah.
pounding right now. Oh, teacher cap on. We gotta ask everybody. Nobody knows how anything works. Tired of explaining things to people in comment sections. What does the congressperson do, and how can you use that influence on the local level?
Yeah. So your congressperson should be listening to you.
What a
That is
concept.
number one. Crazy shocker that your representative should represent you
Yes.
in Congress. And a lot of us with Republican representatives specifically are not getting that because like my representative, Aaron Bean, who, by the way, is founder and co-chair of the Doge Caucus.
Oh, nice.
Yes. He is one of the ones who has decided to not hold any in-person town halls. He has phone town halls. They are heavily filtered, although he says they're not. We know they are. Anyway, that's not how this should be going. There needs to be an open line of communication between the constituent and the representative. And then your representative is supposed to take your needs and your desires for their community and fight for you in Congress and try and bring back or pass legislation, put forth bills, pass legislation that creates a positive change in your life and for your community. We're not seeing that. Aaron, as far as I know, doesn't do earmarking, which is something where they are able to allocate or try to allocate federal funds to go back to your state for various projects. Aaron doesn't do that. A lot of representatives don't do this, but it is one of their duties or the things that they can do as a representative is to do this and make sure that federal funds are reaching your district. So that's a big one. That could be anything from building a community swimming pool to a community center to, outfitting your library better. It could be literally anything. So yeah, it's so frustrating because it shouldn't, the answers are simple and it's like, just do your fucking job.
Quite literally.
They aren't doing the fundamental, priorities or responsibilities of their job. And as such, they should be fired.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, no more insider trading on the floor all day anymore.
please stop
Yes.
insider trading. And right now, one of the things that we know from talking to elected officials is how hard it is to actually bring legislation to the floor, especially when we have the Speaker of the House who is a MAGA politician, obviously. And so for you, you're like, Aaron, you're one of them. So it should be very
Mhm.
easy for you to bring legislation, any legislation, whether it's good or bad, to the floor. And if he's not
Mhm.
even trying to write legislation to do anything in the community, he's not actually coming to the community. And he is doing the telephone town halls that we know the questions are picked in advance. You can't just go up there and talk. And he can hang
Mhm.
up at any point and just keep it moving. Then and you have proven that you don't actually care about the people in the district. Your time should be up. Point blank, period.
Weird.
Yep. Clean house.
Hmm. So I'm
Ooh,
hoping
that's the
people are
goal.
hearing that.
That's the goal. That's why we're interviewing all of you guys every
Yes.
single week, because we're like, all of them can go. I keep telling everybody, I had a spreadsheet. I was tracking infractions, things that
Mhm.
off, had it color coded. Everybody was
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It's everybody. Yeah. I mean, and we're not happy with the Democrats we have in Congress either.
no,
So
No.
everybody's on the chopping block, and as it
yeah,
should be, right? That's how it should be.
Yes.
You should be afraid or expect that you are going to lose your seat because someone else is going to come up behind you and have a better plan. That's what's supposed to happen.
Hmm. Yeah.
we're
You should
afraid to lose our
always,
jobs.
yes, yes. I mean, if we acted the same way that Congress does, we would be fired day of.
Immediately.
Because what they're doing is they're going on, like they are just sitting outside on
Yes.
just doing nothing.
Yeah.
4-hour lunch every day.
Yeah, they're on 4-hour lunches. They're going to the like Four Season Hotel and like doing business lunches, like, and they're doing all
Happy
that
hour.
and they're doing it on our dime.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's not even like they have to work that hard because, like, come on, after the last recess of the summer, they worked 45 days
That's wild.
for the whole rest of the year. 40
Mhm.
days, not even.
And it looks like we're coming up on another shutdown.
And they're
Yeah.
going to go, they're not going to go home. No, they're not going to go to your district and take care of you. They're going to get on whatever plane, go to whatever private island until they get called back.
Or go just
They're
spend
going
their
wherever Ted.
time visiting with donors, which is what
Yeah,
Aaron does.
yeah. Or
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
going to wherever
smooth
Ted
it
Cruz
up.
went.
Smooth
Yeah.
and not be on the ground listening to constituents, which leads perfectly into the next question. You
Yeah.
are on the ground, you're talking to people in your district every single day. So, how have your constituents been affected by this administration? Because, we see it everywhere, but it's pretty
Mhm.
isolated per district what is actually really impacting them at this time. So, we want to know
Yeah.
for what's going on.
I'd say the biggest thing, or like the thing I hear most frequently, is healthcare. Like that healthcare is unaffordable, whether that be their premiums with them threatening the ACA, or that medication costs are too expensive.
Yeah.
Like one or the other, and people are having to choose between their meds or, groceries or the utilities or paying rent. That's what I hear the most by far is healthcare costs. After that is housing costs. We have so many people that are struggling with unaffordable housing. And when this administration continues to give tax incentives to builders
Mm-hmm.
that are not required to build affordable housing, they're taking up space that is destroying our public lands. There's a lot of overdevelopment, and specifically Nassau is what I hear.
Mm.
Like when it comes to overdevelopment, I hear that a lot in Nassau, but it's in all three counties that we have. It's just, you know, we don't have that much public land left or untouched land, and developers just keep coming in, scooping it up and creating luxury apartments or luxury single family homes.
Mm-hmm.
And that just raises, the cost of housing for everyone. And then groceries. Like, it's the tariffs, or really I should just say, like, the everyday cost of living of goods. With tariffs going up, that's affecting every product that comes that like most products that we purchase, because nothing is manufactured in the United States, or very little is. And so people just, can't afford to live their life. Yeah, it's just a shame. I mean, shame, it doesn't even touch it, right? I mean,
Right?
it's cruel. It's cruel. Everything about this administration is intentional cruelty, and we're sick of it, obviously.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Technical difficulties.
That's the story of my life. I swear to God, if any time past being a joke is that anytime I'm around some new technology system of any sort, the thing that never happens in that moment
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we literally
every
just
single
got
time.
our friend Crush just asked us. She's like, "How do I do this on Instagram?" And we're like, "We don't know." She's like,
We
"What
don't
kind
know.
of millennials are you guys?"
Yeah.
I said we're tired ones. We're really tired.
Yeah.
Very elder, tired millennials.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to say that the issues that your constituents are facing are what we think should just be basic human rights. Healthcare, a house over your head, and groceries in your pantry. Those are things that we've all grown up and been taught should be a basic human right: shelter, food, and health. So the fact of the matter is your constituents aren't getting it. There's a representative up at Capitol Hill who is schmoozing with his high-paying donors, and it's going to end up costing some of your constituents their lives. Like, this is not a game
Mhm.
anymore. So we need people like you to come in and say, hi, yes, I do agree we should have our basic human rights. Please
Yep.
vote me in.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the summary of my platform is safe, fed, and housed. And
Ooh,
that
I like
shouldn't,
that.
like, the fact that that's revolutionary,
Right?
again, it's like I mean, infuriating
Mm-hmm.
that we're at the point that is, I mean, it's the bare minimum.
The simplicity of it, and just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that sounds amazing.
Every week
Yeah.
when we interview a candidate and they're like, yeah, I'm running because I would like for everybody to be able to eat and
We're like,
Mhm.
hell yeah.
job. Like,
Mhm.
yes.
Like, oh my god, what? Why hasn't anyone thought of this? Why aren't we funding this?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Things will change.
Big
Things
yikes.
we're all manifesting that life is, we're fighting back.
Yes. Turning our
I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
just
yes.
this administration is a bunch of dweebs. Like, these are just, it's a bunch of, like, these people are insufferable.
Losers.
loser.
They are losers.
They know.
They're all losers. And yet, like, the tech billionaires, the problem of, like, where we are right now with them is we have trained them as a society to where they now think of themselves as gods.
Yes.
Because their entire lives, they have been told, "You are going to fail. Your ideas are too big." I mean, it's just not gonna happen. And then they succeed, and they succeed again, and now they're about to be trillionaires in the next few years.
Mhm.
The richest people on the goddamn planet. And with GDPs, or with personal wealth larger than the GDPs of multiple countries combined.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
They're
The
untouchable.
fuck?
And yeah, and, like, these are people that their platforms are, at least the ones that are revolving around social media, they make money off of our division and our anger at each other. And then we have people like Bezos who, is anyway, treating people like they're just products. I mean, they all do. They all think of humans as just product.
We've glorified it.
Yes.
We've
We're
glorified
biofuel to them.
politicians, we've glorified
Yes.
billionaires, we've glorified celebrities, and
Mhm.
through that has led to this untouchable godlike behavior. And when we
Mhm.
started politicians on that same platform with them, then they all mingle, they all donate, they all want their stuff to go, and the only people who are going to actually take that money and throw away their morals is going to be MAGA. That's where they just all come together.
Doesn't make for a good
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make for a good time. So you were telling us a little bit earlier about how you grew up and the different type of hardships you've been through. But can you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit more how it was without growing without the social safety nets that are so important for literally every single person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I grew up military family, so I always had military health insurance. Today, I still have military health insurance through my husband. So I've had that stability. But when I was going into high school, I was just living with my mom. My parents were divorced when I was little. So I was living with my mom, and she started getting sick, and we didn't know what was wrong with her. She had pre-existing conditions, and this was like 2008, 2009. So before the ACA was passed, to make affordable healthcare
Mm-hmm.
and affordable healthcare for people with pre-existing conditions. So since it was before that, she couldn't afford health insurance. And basically, when she got sick, we, over the next 2 years, lost everything. I mean, she spent all of her savings that she had. We lost our home. I had to move across the country to live with family and friends for my last 2 years of high school just until I graduated. And not all the while, like, not knowing if my mom would survive the next day. And we don't talk about that enough, that when a family member doesn't have health insurance and aren't able to work, that the the consequences of that affect the rest of the family. That person might have to go into medical bankruptcy, which is the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States, is from medical bills. And and then the trauma of however it affects the rest of the family also. And the only reason I have been able to bounce back from that time that was so hard, I still deal with it every day, was because I had military health insurance. I never had to worry about needing to go to the doctor, which I definitely did during that time because I was so stressed out. I was getting very sick. And yeah, and then I knew that I was going to be able to go to college for free because I knew I was going to be able to use my dad's GI Bill. So I was able to go to a very good college and walk out mostly debt free. I didn't need to take out student loans or anything like that. And I didn't need to work when I was in college, at least not during the school year. But most people don't have that option. They not being able to bounce back from a parent, a caregiver being ill, like we shouldn't be in this situation where anyone is dealing with that, but let alone our kids in our country. So that's part of, just the whole experience of that time is why universal healthcare is one of my non-negotiables, that we need to have access to affordable healthcare. I actually believe that healthcare should be free, that there should be some level of healthcare always. If you cannot pay, you can still go to a doctor, especially for preventative medicine. It is so important that we treat issues from the start and not wait decades to where someone is going in potentially organ failure or something
Yep.
catastrophic, when we could have just put them on a medication when they were younger, when they started having symptoms. Anyway, that's one. Universal healthcare, and then we need free college. We need to
Okay.
be able to have some, if that's community college, if that's just like state colleges, open to figuring out how that would work or how expansive we make that system. We need to have people need to have the ability to continue their education if they want that, especially when so many people right now are unable to pay, like parents are unable to pay their bills and skipping meals to feed their kids.
Mhm.
We need to make sure that those kids are able to get out of that system and have a fresh start. Go to college, get the education you need. Hopefully that leads into a productive career for you and
Mhm.
it's not taken over by AI by the time you graduate, which is a whole other thing. But, there's a lot of there's so much talk about college degrees not being useful or
Mhm.
like not being worth it for the cost. And I agree in the sense that our cost of colleges is astronomical and it shouldn't be. But also, we have to make sure that we're still talking about how important it is to just get that higher education, be able to get out of potentially the public school system that is underfunded, where you aren't getting the resources you need or the education that you deserve as a child, and being able to then go to college and maybe fill in those gaps or expand your learning. So,
Mhm.
anyway, I could go on forever about how broken our system is
Right?
Uh-huh.
in every way, but yeah.
How often are they slapping that socialist term on you? She's a socialist. I see
Yeah,
it now.
yeah, I'm gonna get labeled everything.
Free
They love to use it like it's a slur.
They do,
too.
because they just they come up with, like, these trigger words that
Mhm.
they can use to shut down a conversation or make it so that you write somebody off instead of so that you don't have a productive conversation with them. I have my beliefs of, like, how I think things should work, but if someone else also wants to talk about, like, addressing higher education or healthcare, let's sit down and talk about it. Like, let's see how far can we make progress.
Wow.
What a concept.
Again, crazy. Yeah.
Crazy concept to reach across the aisle and work with each other to figure out the best and most efficient plan for the people in our country. Instead, we're
Yeah.
just gonna call each other names and not speak to each other. And so that's where we're saying
Mhm.
it doesn't, you know, there's just lines that are drawn in the sand. And I truly believe that there should be a way that we can have access to healthcare. It should be free. Again,
Yes.
should. And we should be able to go to college for free at some capacity. Those are two things that have been stripped. And I agree with you fully. Every
Mhm.
person should be able to go to college because people come from all walks of life, whether them going to college is them getting away from,
Mhm.
a maybe an abusive situation, um, to your point, maybe a public school system that didn't work for them. Maybe it could be this is their first time. Maybe they had helicopter parents and this is their first time getting
Mhm.
away and learning something
Mhm.
new. So many people have said that college really helped shape their beliefs and their morals and what they actually want to do with their lives. And so many people don't get to do that because they're like, I can't afford it and I need a job. And
Mhm.
so they can't do it. A lot of people just are in situations where they're not even given the opportunity to try. And we just have so many hurdles to jump across. So if we start the conversation by what should be, then we can work our way to what can,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing that we have seen this past year is what you were saying. Our representatives aren't coming to our districts anymore. And so we have now had to start pulling up the activism, really pulling activism by the bootstrap,
Mhm.
using each other to help each other. And
Yeah.
so we have been asking our grassroots candidates, because they're the most, receptive to this. We're going to be all the way in DC because we're calling it now. All of our grassroots candidates are winning. So when you all
Mhm.
DC, you
Yeah.
obviously can't be in your district as much as I'm sure you want to be. So do you think it could be important to work with local activist groups who are on the ground daily to help get you information that you might need when you're writing legislation?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And
Mhm.
that is what I've been working on right now. Like
Amazing.
just even within my campaign. Because this is a big district. There's 800 and something thousand people. So it's a lot of people. And it's a lot of land mass, which ranges from like urban core to rural.
Mhm.
So there's so much to know and understand about the struggles of people in various areas in this district. So, yes, I'm building my network now so that we have relationships in place for when I get into office where they can continually tell me like, "Hey, this is how the progress is going," or "We need to address this, like this is a new crisis." It's critical that we have people like a thorough network to inform you while you're, in DC.
Mhm. Isn't it like I can't believe that this just isn't a thing.
No.
It's a no-brainer, like, it's the biggest layup ever, like, "Oh, you mean," and it's like, why wouldn't you do that if you are in DC all the time and you don't wanna go back? Why don't you have your ears to the ground and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's going on over there? Oh, cool. Thanks."
Yeah.
Mhm.
All you need.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I've been going around to like local organizations and trying to set up meetings with them, and they're like shocked that I've shown up.
Mhm.
Or like there's been a couple times where I've tried to volunteer and like they are just like, "Wow, you're here? Like this is crazy."
I'm
Um,
going for office and you're here.
Granted, the 2 recent times that I've tried to volunteer, they have told me the wrong time, so I've shown up to not the time, and I will try again for the 3rd time next week at a specific, food bank, but yes, yeah, I mean, our representatives should if you this is what I say, is if you do not have the personal experience with a certain aspect of your districts or like your community that you're representing, you need to go experience that as much as you can. Like you need to go sit with those people in the place that they're experiencing it and talk to them and listen to them. We should not like there's a certain level of experience that will be theoretical that we will just have to listen and empathize with people's lived experiences. But it's the fact that representatives aren't doing this, that non-grassroots candidates aren't doing this, m to me, that means that they automatically should be, like, vetoed. They shouldn't be in the race.
You shouldn't be able to run. To me,
Yeah.
it's a win-win because so many, like, activism groups that have recently come together because of the administration we're in, and we're under a
Mhm.
dictatorship, and so everybody's starting, activism, coalitions, everything, and so a lot of them are like, "Okay, well, if we win back the House and Senate and we kind of are able to bring things back, what do we do from there?" And it's like, it's a win-win for me if I'm running because I'm giving them an opportunity to continue their work long term. You are going to be on the ground. Please, we're going to have a meeting every month where you guys are going to come in and tell me what's going on. And you still get to be active in your communities and you don't have to fear for your life. And then I get an inside look into the district when I'm away. Like, how is that not a win-win?
That's so easy. It's so easy.
Yeah.
So I love
That's why it's so frustrating.
that you're already working to create those
Yeah.
connections so that when you go, it's a no-brainer that you're like, "Hey, can I count on you to let me know if
Mhm.
Yeah.
something goes down here that I
I
need?"
think it also helps us, like, keep us as representatives, because 'cause I'm manifesting, keeps us as representatives in check.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, we have
Yep.
people we have to report to and stay accountable beyond I mean, obviously with the constituents, but, like, we have to make sure we're keeping up with that relationship, and then more people in district are interacting with us as representatives, and then they can call us out on our bullshit.
Yes.
Like, that's how it should be. You shouldn't be trying to create a system in which you cannot be held accountable.
Cra-
I don't
That's
necessarily think that I'm like the best person out of this whole district to represent this district.
Mm-hmm.
But I have right now the stability and the time to be able to take this risk. And between not having kids to take care of, between having stability with my housing is covered with military, I get health insurance. I don't need to worry about that. And like I have the flexibility with being a military spouse. Like I don't need to necessarily work right now. I can spend my time doing this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all of those things are things that the majority of people my age, I'm 30, like most of people my age cannot do that. One of those, like if they stepped away from their job, they're also losing their health care.
Yep.
And they also can't pay rent or they can't,
Mhm.
afford their mortgage after that. But I can because we have that stability. I want to try to correct the system in a way that someone else who could be a better representative than me doesn't have as many barriers to entry like we do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they can come up behind me, like we were saying. You should expect to have competition and have somebody else come and have better ideas. I'm sure that there is someone else that has better ideas than me and could be a better representative. But because of all of the barriers to entry that we have right now, that's not possible.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They do it on purpose too. And that's
Yeah.
why we only have 2% of the working class in Congress. But when you get to Congress, I think you already said it earlier, but let's go over it again. What are your top 3 priorities?
Top 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say my first one is, and this goes along with lowering that barrier to entry. We need to get money out of our campaigns, out of our elections. Overturn Citizens United. We need to lower the donation amount for each individual. We need to get rid of super PACs so that there aren't billionaires or ultra wealthy people buying our elections. I mean, basically, the system that we have right now, the everyday person maybe can donate $10,
Yep.
where a millionaire, billionaire can do 10 million more, and they're able to put their whole foot on the scale and give a leg up to whatever candidate will help them.
Mm-hmm.
And, or, opposing whoever might be a threat to them, making it so that our individual, like as constituents or as people in America, we're not equal on like within the electoral system. And we need to make that a possibility. And we need to be able to also make it so that corporations can't donate. I don't think that we should have corporate money
Yeah.
It's
in
not freedom of
politics.
speech. Don't care what the Supreme Court said.
Don't care.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. So we need to get corporations out of our political donations. And I don't think that we should have lobbying. It's with the special interest groups, it's basically whoever has the most amount of money gets their policy passed, whatever is favorable to them. So if we want a system that is made for the benefit of regular people, working people, our most vulnerable people, all non-billionaires, millionaires, then we need to create that system where, our representatives are working for us. So
Yep.
that's my one. Second, we talked about this quite a lot, universal healthcare, making sure that people can afford their healthcare and lower prescription costs. We spend more as a country. We spend more than any other country on our healthcare, and yet we don't have universal healthcare.
No.
Because a lot of our money that we put into it, and then also that the government puts into paying for our healthcare, is just siphoned off by health insurance companies, big pharma companies, the corporations that own like the entire supply chain from when you are in a clinic and seeing a provider to pharmacy benefit managers and our pharmacies, like setting the cost of our drugs. like all the way through. They own the entire supply chain. It's a monopoly.
Yep.
So that needs to be broken up, and that will help with bringing down costs quite a bit.
Yes. 'Cause, yeah, Trump's not gonna, as much as Trump tells you he's going to lower prescription costs by 400%. Heck, I have yet to see myself get paid for my prescription.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that, and I was, I mean, we knew he was dumb, but like,
They're gonna pay us to take a prescription.
Every time I
fantastic. I'll sign on to that
pay
for sure.
get money back. Give me money.
Pay me to take drugs, I'll take more. That's fine. Yeah. And then I think my last one is we need to prosecute this administration for their crimes. All of them. That includes all the way from the president to the cabinet to
Nuremberg trials.
to our ICE agents. Yeah.
Oh, she said the
and
magic words.
DHS. Yeah, we're going after ICE.
The socialist said the thing.
My stance is abolish ICE. I have been very vocal about that. We didn't have it, and it was established, I think, in 2003.
Yes.
We can go back to other agencies taking over.
Mhm.
The amount of money that is currently in ICE could go towards providing healthcare. It could go back into the immigration system and help create a better functioning immigration system where we don't have a backlog that takes 20 plus years for someone to go through. They've fired tons of immigration judges. So all those people need to be put back in office, and then we need to hire a lot more to go through that backlog. That would be very easy for us to do. But yeah, we're going to prosecute all of them.
Can't wait.
Everybody,
See.
I mean, they've been filming their crimes.
It's gonna be easy. They're gonna go boop, boop, boop. I think we could close these cases on a daily basis.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, pull
And-
up the House oversight dashboard.
And then case closed. Case closed.
I mean, also, like, we're seeing it with the Epstein files is as they're released, citizens are piecing information together. And, that's
We've all become private.
crowdsourcing at its finest. I mean,
We are
if
to take
We
down
are the FBI.
pedophiles ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn
Yep.
because we had to do a lot by ourselves this past year. We've said it here on the show. Nobody's coming to save us, and Devin and I have our hard stance that one of the only ways out of this that we see is to vote our way out of this. We have time until primaries and midterms, so we have to all come together and take care of each other. And so, yes, we've become private detectives. We've become activists. We've become community watch. When ICE is there, taking care, helping kids get on and off the bus, we've all become for each other as a community. I think that those are things we're going to keep and move forward. And when we actually get like you in office, we can take those skills that we've learned and help amp you guys up, get legislation forward, and keep this from happening again.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing is we need to make sure that nothing like this happens again.
Yes. Close the loop.
Please.
Yeah. I mean, this administration has just been, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks as far as actions and will they pass courts. If they're going to do that, we could do that. If we're really going to fight fire with fire, we can start doing that. Especially while we're under a Republican I'll just say Republican because who knows how long Trump will last. While we're under a Republican administration, we got to use what's at our disposal and, see what happens.
Fighters.
Yeah. And also with having this extremely biased Supreme Court. So
Oh,
we
they're
also
on the
need
docket.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. They need.
Yeah.
we also should we need to pass term limits.
Yep.
We need to pack the court or the Supreme Court.
Yes.
We need to put more
Keep going. Keep going.
More protection.
more rules in place for bribery for the Supreme Court.
Yup.
All of those things. I mean,
common sense needs to come into play when you guys get
I mean, these are all things that are, if you explained them to any, like, people of any political party, and you just were explaining the facts of, like, hey, do you want your Supreme Court judge to be going on private vacations with the people that they are about to make a case, like a ruling over? No, because you wouldn't let your state or federal judge do that. Why is our Supreme Court doing that? Anyway, yeah, we got a lot of work to do. I would love to be on oversight because I love being someone's worst nightmare, and
Yeah.
I think that would be super fun. That's just,
Hell
the
yeah.
satisfying bit of it, but seriously, we have a lot of, like, there's a lot to do, and we're going to have to hit the ground running, which kind of goes back into what we were saying earlier about needing to have that system of people that we can rely on in our districts to feed us information. Because if we are working the way we need to in Congress to hold these people accountable for their crimes and make policy, push legislation that's going to make a difference in people's lives, we're going to have our hands full.
Yeah, along that.
Spreadsheets everywhere. You guys are gonna have to divide and conquer. It's gonna have to be like, when you all get elected, you all need to go out to lunch or something and be like, all right, you're taking that, I'm gonna take this.
You're undoing this, you're undoing this, you're putting this back.
It's gonna be the whole, spreadsheet, and we all have to participate. To your point, yes, the activism groups need to be reporting to you and letting you know if something's happening. If we see something fishy going on, we need to be helping you guys. Like Devin and I, we got to stick with this. There's no stopping this. We got to stick with this. We got to say, hey, you guys got to go out and vote in this special election because they're trying to pass rule number whatever, and you guys need to vote for it. Like we all have to do our part, and in order to do that, you guys have to go out and vote in the primary midterms. But unfortunately, we've got a lot of people that think that the system is completely corrupt and they are not feeling like voting matters. So what would you say to somebody in your district if they came up to you and had reservations about voting in this current climate?
I have a couple of things. One, even if you don't think it matters, do it anyway. If you don't think it matters, do it anyway. That's just one. Like, whatever. If it doesn't mean anything, do it anyway. It's not going to hurt you. Fill out the ballot. Great. But also, they wouldn't be attacking our voting rights and trying to censor us if, like, we weren't important, if we weren't powerful as citizens of this country, as people in this country. They would not be doing that. They wouldn't be, trying to strip women of their right to vote, of marginalized communities of their right to vote, potentially threatening us in the coming elections with ICE and Border Patrol. That's also a realistic possibility, which goes into, we were saying about community activism and having systems in place to prepare for those things happening so that people feel safe and empowered by their communities to go vote. And we have to just push forward. And I think things are going to change. The dynamics between the people in this administration are going to change dramatically as progressives win primaries. I'm a little concerned, honestly. I'm a little concerned to the backlash that we might face because of that. But we're going to do it anyway. And even if we're scared, we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we all have to do it. We're all,
scared.
They don't want people like us talking. Like people have always asked, are we scared? Yeah, of course. But we take fear, we put it into action. We take our anger, put it into action. And, they can't get all of us.
No.
Like if it's not us, then who?
Can't touch us all.
Yes, that is literally one of the things I said when I was deciding to run. Is I said, like, if anyone, why not me? And I didn't know this, but that is basically the inscription on my husband's Naval Academy ring.
Wow.
Each academy class decides on their motto for their year, their graduating class, and it's written in Latin, so I can't read it. So when I told him that, basically that of if anyone, why not me type of thing, he was like, that's on my ring. Like, did you know that? And I'm like, no. And it's just, there's been
Universing.
yes, been so many moments in this campaign of like serendipitous moments where it's like the universe is just, it's coming together. People are coming together and building community and joy, that is resistance to this administration.
Yes.
And I just, we've never, one more thing is
Go for
we
it.
have never been in this situation where we have this many progressives running. This has never happened. So
Never.
Right?
this is a huge threat. Like, it's a huge fucking threat. And this goes not just Republicans. Like, this is also corporate Democrats.
Everyone's on the
They're shitting themselves.
Oh,
Like,
we've
I
heard
have
some
that.
stories.
We've heard stories
Yeah.
of emails going out to certain candidates trying to scare them, and
People visiting certain people.
people are visiting certain people's homes. I mean,
Yep.
this is not a drill, and they're not going to talk about it publicly, but they will send people to spy on you wherever you go. Like, this is real.
Yeah. Because they have a lot of money in the system, and their grasp on power with as external forces within the political system, that's getting threatened. And they don't like it.
No.
They don't like it. Those donors don't like it.
But with
Right.
this much, with this many progressives, and when we are able to put progressives in office, I don't think that it's reasonable that we're going to have at least 10. Because there are so many, I think that it would be very reasonable to expect that we're going to have 10 to 20 progressives make it out of primaries.
Yeah, I think so. That's reasonable.
I think that's very.
And having that many people in Congress that are progressives, we can fuck some shit up in Congress. Like, even within our party, and go, we are not doing that. Because, and you've seen it with AOC, Bernie, other progressives, they get sidelined a lot because they don't have the numbers.
Yeah,
but we can. Yeah.
Yep, that's what we need. And I truly believe that the more progressive candidates that get into office, the least likely we will ever go back. I think when we have people that are for the people, by the people, literally part of the people, there is no way anyone can come in as a Nepo baby of politics and win over an everyday average American ever again after that. Once they see what you guys go in and do, they're going to go, oh, we can't. Nope. We're only voting for grassroots candidates from now on. That's a wrap.
That experiment, that whole Nepo baby experiment. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
You guys are weird. You guys are weird. All right. We've reached the fun portion. I think I'm going to like this answer. If you were president, who is your dream VP, living or dead?
Just any person?
Yeah, they don't even have to be a
Any person.
Any person that you're like, they're going to be my right hand.
Okay. I don't know that I've met them yet.
Ooh.
I don't think I've met them yet.
You think you might meet them in office?
Oh.
Maybe in office, or, maybe it's as the movements of community building come about that we find new leaders. New people that are, have revolutionary ideas and are able to continue moving society forward. Like I said earlier, I don't know that I'm that I'm the best person for this district, but I'm the best candidate. And I am sure that there are so many people that are intelligent, compassionate, joyful people that are stuck working whatever shitty job they have to pay their rent and their groceries or access healthcare, that are being held back. And I think, we talk a lot in our district about breaking chains. And I think that's a perfect metaphor for this, cutting off that dead weight that's holding people back.
Mm-hmm.
The one person that everybody runs up to and says, "You should totally run for office."
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, that is a great answer of like, I
Yeah.
haven't met them yet and I want to meet them. Like I want
Yeah.
somebody where I'm like we're going to see more of the Mamdanis, more of those types of candidates that you thought you would never see in your lifetime.
Yeah.
And we have yet to meet them all. Like we feel like Devin and I feel like we've met them because we're interviewing them every week and we see their heart and know that they are people that once they get into office that they are going to flip tables and fuck shit up. And so
Mhm.
whenever we interview a new candidate, we get giddy because we think about the you guys together. Like we've like created friendships that don't exist. We're like, this one would be friends with this one, and this one
Yes.
definitely.
This one would co-sponsor that bill.
We have the Sims in our head of politicians. We should put in you guys places, and we just know it's gonna work. Like we know
Well, you know what?
the goal.
When we take our nominations for our parties, then we can circle back to this and you guys can start playing matchmaker.
Yes.
I think that would be great because there are so many candidates, there's so many of us and there's so many signal chats and like Discord groups and things for helping candidates are in.
Mm-hmm.
So there's amalgamations of us all over, but it's impossible to know everybody.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are so focused right now on winning. So
Yeah.
a lot of your talks are going to be different once you do win and you're there and you're like,
Mhm.
we did it, we made it. And so that's
Yeah.
something that we're really excited about. But I think in there is going to be some future presidents, probably. I truly believe that this is we don't go back. If we go this far, we don't go back. And so I do believe
Mhm.
that we're staring down the next phase of our political generation. And it's like exciting to be a part of it and
Yeah.
to watch it unfold. So that's like we have
I
spread.
can't wait.
So when you guys win, this is the oversight
Yes.
committee. We really think you guys will do well on the
Yeah.
oversight committee.
That would be fantastic.
I'm
Yes.
just gonna start
'cause I
working
mean
for you guys.
honestly, probably. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that we're finding that are starting podcasts or are, being activists or whatever, where they're like, "Oh, I actually like study policy." Like they don't even think that they do or that they have been this whole time. But like you are, they're, maybe you're ADHD or autistic or whatever, or just interested in a specific topic and you become a subject matter expert, maybe on top of your all like your professional or personal experience added too. And yeah, I think
So many of those people out
that's
there.
what we need. Like this administration obviously hates subject matter experts and
Yep.
professionals in industries. So we got to get back to that, is trusting the people who spend their entire lives
Yes.
learning, studying,
I don't
teaching.
have to read the bill, the like 100
Yeah.
page long bill, that I can go on and trust that you guys read it.
Yes.
Because I'd love to.
As it should be. Because our representatives aren't reading the bill.
Yes.
I'm so sick of hearing that. I didn't know.
I know that because Aaron Bean signed a paper while the big beautiful bill was going through. Before it went back to the House, this idiot signed a paper along with a bunch of others saying, we're going to pass this no matter what comes across our desk.
Just so now I have to read it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's in here so I can be prepared. And boy, do I hate doing that. So can you opt in so that we don't have to like go? And I don't mean just skim it. I mean, we have to read it all.
Read it, annotate it, look at the bill, look at the text it's saying that we're amending. And then, and it's confusing. Like, and it's also meant like they're making it like that. So it is confusing. So the everyday person doesn't understand.
Yes. It's just, it's absolutely wild. Yes. Like it'll be a funding bill and there'll be abortion bans in the funding bill. It's wild. And we all had to become proficient in reading legislation. You all get a gold star for anyone who's had to take that on this past year, but we need to get back.
It just furthers my theory that these Republicans didn't even read Project 2025, because anytime something outlandish happens, they're like, wait,
They're
what the
shocked.
fuck? They're like, Greenland? I'm like, It's in there. It's actually in there, guys. It's in there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's the thing is like that goes along with how media right now is putting us in these like such divided ecosystems. You know, it's not just like we're in completely different worlds and
Yep.
we're so isolated from outside of our algorithms that we don't, you know, we're not getting opposing views. And granted, I do think that the left is more focused on truth, but than the other side. But yeah, I mean, it's still important for us to know what those are because there always is some level of bias in our media, especially in our algorithms, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we aren't able to have conversations and reaching any sort of agreement of what happens or, I mean, at this point, the facts of anything at this point.
Yeah.
Because we have failed news anchors in the White House, new entertainers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In our White House, in our cabinet. So
in our cabinet as we speak. It's bad, guys. It's
so bad.
So
It's so bad. But these people are bad at their jobs. Like that's the other thing that gives me hope is like we're in a bad place right now. But if these people were competent, we would be way worse.
We'd be gone.
I mean, it's like
they would have
Project 2025 would have actually finished in 2025.
And they would be, you know, they wouldn't be rushing right now and putting too much pressure. Like JD Vance and Kristi Noem do not know how to carefully apply pressure. They just stomp on it.
And they miss it along the way.
They're overplaying their hand. And we're seeing that in Minnesota because they're dialing it back. Bovino was fired. Noem is on the chopping block.
She's cooked.
And, you know, and Trump does this. We know Trump does this. He uses people who are unintelligent as the barrier that he can use to put blame on.
Yep.
And then when something goes bad enough, he can blame it on them, fire them, throw them aside, and try something new.
Why do you think there are a lot of female cabinet members? Because even Kristi Noem never trusted the woman in charge that she was going to do this, and then they're going to go, Steven, you got to take that spot, and we'll be right back.
Of course.
I mean,
that's why they put Kristi Noem there.
Yeah, who put her there? Who did that?
Oh, the most vile part of all of this, we're going to stick a woman in there, so when it gets a little hot.
Yes, I truly believe, that there are certain that Marco Rubio, he is not a white man. Not a white man.
It's token. I mean, it's tokenizing people.
Cash, you're up next, buddy.
Cash.
It's written right there. It's in your face of what Trump's going to use when he fires them to blame them, and it's going to be that they are not white male.
Yep.
Politicians or billionaires. They're just not. You know, it's
no. They have nothing to offer him after he's done with them.
Oh yeah, no. They'll be dead to him, just like Mike Pence was.
Yep.
To me.
Almost literally. Yep.
You didn't agree with me, you're dead to me. And speaking of Trump, this is probably one of the hardest questions you're going to have to answer. I apologize for this. We always do a would you rather on this channel. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator with Trump for an hour, like elevator's broken, you're stuck in there, or to have dinner with JD Vance, and you can't just have an appetizer and leave. You're having a full 3-course meal, sit down with JD Vance.
I definitely don't want to be stuck anywhere with Trump between his grabby hands and his inability to control his back end currently and his rotting brain as of right now. I don't want to be anywhere with that person. Also, given as what we're finding out more about the Epstein files and more things, he seems a lot more violent than we have previously thought.
Yes. True.
So I don't really want to be in there with him. But Vance is, I mean, I'm taking Vance. Like, I'll take Vance because I can deal with Vance. Like we said about all these are a bunch of losers.
Just sit there and call him a loser every course.
I mean,
you're still a loser.
Freak.
Ask him how the couches are, you know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions for him about why he has changed his name 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By all of those
You know,
names.
yeah, you know, why he is just this nefarious chameleon that blends into whatever, like, whatever seeks
Yeah.
whatever could give him power. I you know, allegedly, or my suspicions, I have a lot of questions about why he married Usha,
Mhm.
because I think that she's much smarter than him. She was doing a lot better after they graduated, you know, clerking for
Yep.
justices,
Yep.
and he was tying himself to her.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That man is deeply, deeply insecure, along with most of the men in this all of the men in this administration.
Every single one.
And that's, you know, that's one of the biggest issues that we're dealing with, of why we're having all these problems, is deeply insecure men who
Yeah.
have too much money and power and are just unleashing their wrath on innocent people.
Yeah. They say
So
well.
Just go to
yeah,
therapy.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, they really do need therapy. Yeah,
Jail.
I would enjoy just, like, being mean to Vance for a little while. I
Yeah.
think that that would be, like, enjoyable. I mean, I'm assuming that he also has to sit there with me for an entire dinner. I don't think he's gonna be a fan, which that sounds enjoyable to me.
He's gonna be wearing part of the dinner by the time the dinner is over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that too. I would pick it too, just to be mean, just to he has to sit and have this woman just berate him every single course that he's just
Why are you so weird?
he's gonna
Why are
cry.
you like this?
so weird, you know, I don't know. It's yeah, I think he's just like I mean, we know, he's so sensitive. Like, he can't handle anybody asking him a question.
Dandelion.
He, like, blows up and just starts yelling at the press room.
Mhm.
Like, he can't handle anything.
No,
So
they send him. I like, if I were him, I'd be mad because every time something goes wrong, they send him and he somehow makes it worse.
mhm.
They definitely tell him that. Like when they sent him to Minnesota and he said, if you tell me where the child predator is and their address, we will go to the White House. And I just know on the
Mhm.
right home, they were like, God damn it, JD. And
Damn
he's
it, Shady.
Yes.
I thought it was my good one. That was my
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
1600.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just like he takes a shit and then steps in it himself. Like, it's
So
insufferable. Yeah, and dropping trophies, running weird after his child at the zoo.
Oh God,
Um,
like Jack Sparrow and just the couch, and then when he tries to make fun of his own memes, but it's not funny.
yeah, his Halloween costume.
Like
People,
now it's over. Now it's not fun
memes.
anymore.
It's not funny.
Well, and that's all that they try and do, is they try and take the wind out of the sails, and it's just like, you're not even
Mhm.
like of a joke. Like, they try and own it. I mean, it's kind of what you tell a kid that's getting bullied sometimes, is like, just be like, okay, and what?
Yeah.
And
He's
so they're trying to do this, but like, that doesn't work the same for a chronically online vice president of the United States. I mean, he's basically an internet troll.
He
And
is
that's all they are. And that's the strategy of, like, the media strategy of this administration, is just be a troll
trolling.
Mhm. Get on
on
Twitter.
top of, you know, pushing a white supremacist agenda, you know, just for
Yeah.
He's so much of a clown that when Casey first said in the group chat that Usha's pregnant, I said, by who?
Mhm.
That was
I
her
was
way
like,
of getting
no
back
way it's him.
at Erica.
Yeah. People that have suggested that the timeline matches up for when her getting pregnant for when Kirk was shot.
Costume.
Yeah, leather pants gate.
Yeah, that they maybe went home and after that, or he got a little excited. I don't know.
But it's
You guys were a little too close there.
just saying. Just saying.
I know. Well, and I think it's I mean, after that incident at the memorial thing, everyone was like, "Ooh, girl, Usha, like, you're in danger. You might need to,
Danger.
like, I don't know, watch your back."
And she's
but
like,
maybe she did. She was like, I got this.
I got this.
He's not going to do anything to me now.
He's not going anywhere.
I mean, like, he's not divorcing a pregnant lady,
Oh, but the
you
thing
know?
only helps her until like July when she's due. And then after that, I don't know what she's gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
On the sidelines, okay? She's waiting.
I mean,
got a
chomping
little
at the
bit of
bit
time.
back there.
All right.
Well, hopefully it shouldn't matter because we're going to put Vance in prison.
Yes.
Or, I mean, at least
Manifesting.
remove him from office is the goal, you know?
Fucking manifesting. Hell yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
we're all about manifesting everywhere.
So when you win, what is your hidden
Yes.
gem in Florida that you are taking us to? Where are we going?
Anywhere that has manatees.
Ooh.
I like the manatees. That's
Okay.
I spent
I fuck with manatees.
I spent summers with my grandparents in Florida, and they had a boat surveying company, so they would go onto boats and evaluate them, like, for insurance. And so I was constantly at marinas, and so I would spend my time at, like, on the docks, just face first or, you know, belly down on the docks, leaning over the docks, like, watching the manatees, and that's yeah, it's one of, like, my favorite or they are, like, some of my favorite memories as a kid. They're being threatened all over Florida because of encroachment um on their ecosystems, and algae blooms are killing them off too because they'll eat it and then they'll die. So manatees, I like the manatees, and it's one of the things I am going to be I have on my list to try and work with people that are helping manatees.
Ugh.
I've been trying to build my, like, list of what I would like to volunteer with and learn more about, and that's just a little something that's special to me.
That's what we're doing.
Hell yeah.
Okay, Devin, you can borrow one of my kayaks. We're gonna go. We're gonna see some manatees. That's my favorite
Yeah.
ever is going to see manatees. So I love them. They're just little itty bitty. They're not itty bitty. I think they're little itty bitty babies.
They feel because they have essence of itty bitty, but they're massive.
They're massive, but they're so curious and
They're just sea cows, and they have whiskers.
they do, and they love.
They're just
We're cute, and that's
Mhm.
and they're just and it sucks because
And
you
they
see
just float.
ducks, and they're just covered in scars. Even the babies are
Yeah.
covered in scars, and it's just the white men who drive their boats at full fucking speed through the idle zones because they think that they're cool.
Yep.
That's what's happening, and so it's just that it's just we got to go see them and tell them how cute they are and that we love them.
And protect them.
Yes, and protect them. And now because of that, we can't pet them.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I know.
I'm not gonna pet them, but I would love to take one home with me.
Yeah. I just want to put one finger and
One
just
finger.
just
Just boop them.
a little
Just
one.
one.
Just boop.
I just
Because
want
they're like, they look like they'd squish, but it's like they don't.
Yeah, they're not squish.
They're
They're not
not
squish
squished.
consistency.
no,
Mm.
they want to hug you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come right up to you, and then I'm like, I feel like
I just want to feel one's face. Like, I just want to, like, touch one like that
like in my
and, like, feel its little
I love you.
little cheekies.
I can't touch you, and then I'm like, but they're gonna be sad because they're like, we keep going up to all of them and they won't touch us.
What's the problem?
It's their problem, and I'm like, I love
I
you.
know.
I
They're
want
like little,
to.
they're like sea puppies.
They are. Yep, that's where we're
Yeah.
going. Yes. Well,
Alright.
thank
I'm
you
with
so much for coming on to the Blue-Lusional podcast. Before we
Thanks for having me.
give you a opportunity to shameless plug your website where people can donate, if you have any events coming up where people in your district can come see you, like go ahead, shameless plug away.
Yeah. So everything is Brit, BRIT, the number 4 Congress. That's my username for, like, basically all platforms. And my website is Brit, BRIT, the number 4 Congress.com. And yeah, on there you can find ways to donate or find my app Blue to donate and ways that you can also sign up to volunteer. You don't have to live in Florida or in my district to volunteer. We have lots of other ways that you could help. And it's going to take a big community to flip this seat. And we're showing that people power can, that it can overpower corporate money, you know, and
Let's do it.
show that we, you know, community is where it's at on making change. So yeah, so Brit4Congress.com. Please make a donation. It helps us so much, even just $1, whatever you can afford. And we'll be putting, there's a calendar on my website. We're going to be adding events and everything to that, but also follow on social media, and we'll make sure that we post updates for those as well.
Yay.
Hell
Perfect.
yeah. Love it.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming and spending some time with us. And we cannot wait to see what these next couple months look like. I know they're going to fly by. We're going to blink and it's going to be August. So we definitely
Yeah.
want to watch you on your journey. And, you know, our motto is you guys are winning. Like that's the energy
Yes.
that we're putting out there. And
Right.
that's all of our viewers are putting out there as well. So this is just, it's very exciting time. Like I'm just so excited. And
Psyched.
Yeah.
yes, excited. And next time we have you back on, we want you to be at Capitol Hill, you know, like at your swearing in
Yes.
ceremony. We're just like proud moms in the back, like videotaping you.
Yeah. That'd be so sweet. Yes.
So we are so excited for that. And thank you to everyone who listened to this episode. We put out new episodes of the Grassroots candidates every single Thursday, all the way through primaries, all the way up into midterms. So make sure you're tuning in, even if it's not your district, to support the candidate and help get it out into the algorithm. And we will see you next Thursday for another episode of Chat GRC. Thank you all and have a great night. Thank you, Britt.
Bye.
Thank you.